What's up, everybody? It's the Digital World Podcast, and I got an explosive video for you guys today. And what I'm about to say is something that's coming in the very, very near future. Like one, anywhere between 1 to 4 years from now is where I perceive this happening. Now, here is a clip that's been making its rounds in the internet. This is Jerome Powell talking about the monetary system. And folks, I want you to listen closely to his words because this is something that you need to pay attention to. And I'm gonna set the case for what I'm gonna present, and it starts with this clip.
Looking forward, rapid changes are taking place in the global monetary system that may affect the international role of the dollar in the
So he said rapid changes are taking place in the global monetary system that may affect the international role of the dollar. Okay? Pay attention.
future. Most major economies already have or are in the process of developing instant 24/7 payments. Our own
Instant 24/7 payments, which is what would be what we now know as crypto, right?
FedNow service will be coming online in 2023. And in light of the tremendous growth in crypto assets and stablecoins, we are examining whether a U.S. central bank digital currency would improve upon what is an already safe and efficient domestic payment system. As our white paper on this topic notes, a U.S. CBDC could also potentially help maintain the dollar's international standing. Looking
So, as all these crises are around us, there are many things that could usher in a CBDC. And some of the ideas that I've been toying around in my head would make sense. Now, first off, people would not like the idea of losing sovereignty and another currency go ahead of our US dollar because that would mean less freedoms. Our way of life would drastically change. Now, you sprinkle that with crises. What kind of crises would make people accept such a surveillance system that essentially put an end to your liberties? I want you guys to think what kind of crises would need to happen in order for people to beg for this system so that they can survive. Well, let me direct you to this. In just the last 8 months, food production and processing plants have been destroyed. And it's been 97 of those instances that have happened across America's uh, um, distribution centers. And here is the list of them, right? Here it tells you when and where. And I'll go through it. Okay. There you have it. Now, if you're destroying the food supply and there's a great famine that strikes, it doesn't matter how much money you have. Because at the end of the day, if you can't eat to survive, what good does it do you to have all the gold and silver or paper money if you can't have access to these goods and services? It does you no good. So people will, first of all, want to get food, right? And if they make it so that the only way that you can access food because we're in such a severe famine, everyone would do it for their survival. In addition to be able to access their funds too, right? So this is how it would happen, or one of the reasons that it could be possible. And another thing is with the inflation taking off and the prices of everything soaring, people are getting they're tight for money. So they're at a crunch where everything else doesn't matter. What matters is having food on the table, right? And water and a shelter. Everything else becomes secondary. And when you can't afford to pay for a shelter, then you just refer or resort to just buying food and water. However, there's a statistic that when people's budget um, for food becomes 40% of their overall budget or more, they start to riot in the streets in protest of these high costs for food. And here, for example, you see mortgage payments. The average mortgage payment has risen to a little over $2,500, which is more than double, almost it's 2.5 times what it was in 2014. Unbelievable. So, folks, as you hear Jerome Powell talk about the rapid changes that are taking place in the global monetary system, pay close attention because this end game of CBDCs is coming and it's coming quick. So be prepared. Thank you for watching. Like and subscribe to the channel. This is the Digital World Podcast, and I'll see you in the next episode.